What is up guys, Andy Forrest Team Runner here and welcome back to another video, and this is week 9 of the London Marathon training series. So welcome to week 9, 5 weeks to go, mega exciting. And we kickstart things with an easier run because obviously we raced yesterday, so no session to start with. But what I want to do is answer a couple of questions that came off the back of the race vlog. 3 actually, and I'll be as quick and brief about them as possible, and then we'll roll into the rest of the week. Those 3 questions were: how are the Endorphin Pros 3s? Insane. If someone said there's a 10k next week, do you fancy it? Here's an entry, get your ass down here and race. I'd be like, yep. And if in my mind I'm still saving my Alpha Flies for London, which I am, and I had the choice between the Vaporflies version 2s, which I have, and the Pros, hands down, love them. Soft, bouncy, everything I wanted, exciting, the closest I've found to the Vaporfly V1 so far. So there's your answer to that. Number 2, a couple of you asked about Pure Sport products, the freeze roll that I was using. So I've been an ambassador for Pure Sport for 2 months now, but I've used their products before I became an ambassador and bought them with my own money. I used them last year when I got injured during the speed block, used the muscle balm to help recovery, and I also used them earlier this year when I had that niggle that kept me out for a few days too. And I have used their muscle balm and freeze roll before a run, muscle balm after, every session and every long run throughout this block, and they have kept my legs feeling on top of the world. There is a link in the description. You can get 20% off if you fancy trying their products. So that was number 2. And number 3, give a bit more of a debrief as to what I meant when I said I blew up, got a stitch, all of that. So a very quick overview of that is I checked the data afterwards and I basically hit my threshold heart rate at like mile 2. It was hot and I went for it. I don't look at my heart rate during a race, I kind of try and go by feel. It didn't work quite so well yesterday because I did kind of give up the ghost at mile 11 and have to cruise it on in, drop it back a gear and just go into cruise control. I mean, I dropped 20 seconds a mile. I didn't have a massive blow up, I didn't hit the wall or anything, but I just had to go from 5th gear to 4th gear basically and just cruise it in. And my diaphragm went. So when I'm at my lactate threshold and I'm running at that pace, for those of you who don't know, it's a pace that you can hold for an hour, a well-tuned elite. So for mere mortals like us, it can be more like around 45, 50, 55 minutes. For me, I find it's around 50 to 55, which would make sense because it lasted me from mile 2 to mile 10 or 11. And I've been in that position before. I've gone out hard in a half marathon and hit that pain at sort of around mile 10 or 11. So it really does tie in with previous experiences, and my diaphragm kind of stops working properly because my breathing's too erratic, and your diaphragm is probably one of the most undervalued areas of the running anatomy, because when your breathing goes, everything else collapses around you. My form goes, I get a stitch, I'm like this. And so today I have a very sore top of the diaphragm here and around the back by the rib cage, and yeah, it's all about breathing exercises to get that diaphragm firing again, get the massage gun in and around there very gently and lightly, and get the breathing back on point so that when my diaphragm's working, everything's holding me up again. So those are those 3 questions. I hope that helps. I hope that answers a few things. I'm going to crack on with this easy run and I'll see you tomorrow. So welcome to Tuesday, double day, special block day. Ah! You know how much that broke me last time I did it, so I think I've got one more special block today because the last 3 weeks I haven't been able to double, or 2 out of 3 of them. It's all got mismatched up. I don't know if I'll be doing another special block after this one, as it might be 2 double thresholds. The last special block might be too late, might be 10 days out, I don't know. I need to sit down and work it out, but either way, today we are starting with 5 miles, moderate, 5 minutes rest, 5 miles marathon pace. I'm kind of halfway through the moderate, so when I get to the 5 minutes rest, give you a bit more of a lowdown. Okay, first 5 miles done at moderate pace. Today, I shall not fail, I have the timer out. Last time, if you remember, I stopped my watch and went to realise that there was no way of me working out what the time was. Someone did try and explain to me how to do it, but I just thought, you know what, I use a stopwatch on the phone. So I'm going to get 5 minutes static rest done, and then it's 5 miles, sorry, at marathon pace. In terms of how I feel today, aerobically I feel great. Just as I have in a lot of these workouts, I just have to admit to myself that my legs are quite sore. The race was 2 days ago, so this week is more of an intense week. Last week was a much more relaxed week, much more easy, moderate, aerobic focused week. This week there's more intensity, so I'm kind of treating today like normally I do a workout maybe, let's say, Tuesday and Thursday. Let's say my workouts this week are Sunday and Tuesday, so I'm still kind of trying to keep that similar 2 week thing, but also a 2 day thing, but also I have a marathon pace session to get done this week as well, so I'll see how my legs bounce back from this one as to whether I do that on Thursday or Friday, because then that will dictate what I do on the long run. So just playing it all by feel this week. I know what I've got to get done, I know what I've got to do. 2.5 weeks left to really get some quality in, and then I can start to relax. And I realised I was working out running. I do have another week for a special block, because this week is 4.5 weeks, so I've got a special block. Then next week will be 3.5 weeks, that'll be a double threshold. The week after, 2.5 weeks, that'll be a special block, so happy days, I can get another one in. And then the week after that is 1.5 weeks out, and I'll do a double threshold, and that'll be my last big sort of session before I start to taper down, because that'll be like 10-11 days out from London. So anyway, I shall wait another 3 minutes now, and we'll roll in to the marathon pace. So there we go, morning session complete, 5 miles at marathon pace done. So that wasn't as bad as I was expecting. It's always difficult when you stop and got to get going again, but heart rates on both of those are decent, considering I'm not wearing a shoe that's meant to be, or meant to make me more economical. I've got to say, these Brooks Hyperion tempo 3:35, 36 miles now, they're starting to feel just a little bit flat, but still really solid, so they might be relegated to a trail shoe very soon, but overall doing well. Got to say, happy with that for the morning. See how we get on this afternoon. All right, it is Tuesday PM, and we're now out on the evening special block session, which is 5 miles at 90%, and then 5 minute rest and 8 by a K with 45 seconds recovery for my torture. So I've ditched the industrial estate for the 5 miles warm up. I've ditched the flashy fast mile splits and the low heart rate, because I could not mentally get my head in the game to do a loop and a half of the industrial estate again before then having to go up and down it 8 times. So this 5 miles at 90% is going to be at effort and not pace. Nowhere near pace. Just enjoying it. Nature's cooling. Just having a bit of a mental break before I dive in to the workout. Right, so I finished just down there and I'm walking back up here to where I'm going to start the K reps. I will not swear because I don't like to try and swear on camera, but I'm buggered. This is going to be horrific. I am wearing the Endorphin Pro 3s. I realised last time after the Peg Turbo Nature evening session that I do really need a helping hand in the evenings. The Peg Turbo 3, the Pro 3s, the one last test I wanted to do was faster intervals, because it's the only thing I haven't tested them in. And I feel like I'm going to completely do them a disservice now by doing this workout, because I feel like these special blocks are no joke. They are no joke. So I've just told myself, do you know what, just do what you can. And I actually really right now don't care if I don't get all 8 done. So I'm just going to try my best, see how we go. I've got 2 minutes left just to walk up to the start here and hang around Oh my god, I'm not going to record in between any of these reps. I'm just going to post the times on screen as we go, and let's see how many we can get done. Did it, bloody hell, we did it. As you saw on screen. Hey, oh, by the way, you like my vest tan? That was from Severn Bridge on the weekend. Good, eh? Look at that. Paces weren't great, but I managed them as best as I could, and to be fair, I seem to have got a second wind. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't pushing the 520s or really even the 530s that much. They were majoritively in the 540s, I think, low 540s, late 530s, and you know, it's about 5 seconds a mile, 6, 7, 8 seconds a mile slower than usual, but I felt all right. I don't feel as beaten up this time as I did on the last special block, and I don't know if that's because I was quite conservative with the first 4 of those K reps, or whether it was just my body just seemed to dig into an energy store that I wasn't aware of. Either way, I'll take it. I don't feel too bad, and yeah, we'll roll on to the next run. So rolling straight into Thursday today. Had Wednesday off, swapped things around. I was meant to have Friday off this week, but I just kind of felt after the special block it would be sensible to take the recovery seriously, just like I did last time actually, and come out on Thursday, do an easy run, and then excuse me, get my marathon pace session done tomorrow on Friday. So what does that mean today? 90 minutes easy, same as most easy runs now, just pushing that 90-minute mark, doing the usual cycle track loop, enjoying myself in the Peg Trail 4 Gore-Tex today, kindly sent by ProDirect for testing. A massive 60-gram weight saving on this shoe, completely changes the dynamic of it for the better, and right now having a great time in the shoe. Love it. Sizing is a bit, need to half size up, a little bit tight, same as the last version, but overall loving it. So just gonna dial into the shoe experience today to gather my thoughts for a review or in first impressions, and enjoy today, and then I'll see you tomorrow for the marathon pace session. All right, good morning, welcome to Friday, and Friday is our marathon specific workout, and as last week we did a solid chunk of marathon pace, this week, as per previous weeks, we're working in and around the marathon pace. So 20 minutes at moderate, 50 minutes marathon pace, 20 minutes faster, whatever I can manage. I have done 2 or 3 of these now, and I know not to put a label on the faster bit because that means you're knackered, so it's just literally whatever I can manage. So feeling good so far. It's getting 20 minutes of moderate done and kicking into the main event, 50 minutes marathon pace. job done. That was the hardest workout of the block. Fatigue is so high. For the first time in my life, I was sick in my mouth and I had to spit it out towards the end of the marathon rep. It's not even because it's getting close to lactate. I just feel I'm working hard at the moment. I'm working hard. I know I've got sort of, including this week, 2.5 weeks to really sort of knuckle down and grind and get some decent work in, and today was another one of those days. So that marathon pace session was a tiny bit slow, 6:03 per mile, so not quite 6 flat, but still decent. The fatigue was there, and then 5:55 for the final 20 minutes. I just couldn't kick on. I was absolutely done. So I am going to go home and eat the kitchen cupboards and literally, and I'll see you tomorrow for the long run. Here we go then, long run, the final piece of the puzzle for week 9's training. And one thing I want to just say before I give you some thoughts, Tracksmith, a massive thanks to Tracksmith for sending me some kit. That white vest you saw yesterday, I was wearing shorts as well, same as today, I'm wearing their shorts too. They sent me some kit to try. So grateful as always. Just, it's so nice to have good quality kit to run in. It does make the world of difference, and I'll just extend a massive thanks to Tracksmith for sending me some stuff. It is beautiful. The vest yesterday was amazing, so thank you, Tracksmith. On to today, long run reflections. I think I can put my hands up and say I messed up a bit this week. I think I can safely say I've done too much. I think upon reflection after yesterday, I shouldn't be throwing up in the marathon pace session. Fact, save that for the VO2 max sessions when you're pushing lactate. That just shows I'm probably pushing my body. Now, I've had a really relaxed training block, really relaxed, and I'm really proud that the intensity from this training block has notched down a level. And I kind of feel like I let that whole purpose go this week, forgot what the idea of this training block was all about, and yeah, just pushed too much. I got fixated in my head with last week. I only did one workout. I know there was a race on Sunday, but in the whole week, just one workout. I felt the intensity wasn't there, and I just tried to make up with it this week. In hindsight, what I should have done is the double special block on Wednesday, pushed it back another day, then a moderate on Tuesday, and incorporated yesterday's workout into today's long run and done an easy yesterday. That's what I should have done. And then I just had two workouts this week, and the long run I would have just bolted on some easy before and after to keep the same sort of time and volume at times, sorry, but it wouldn't have been like a moderate long run like it is today. It would have just been a kind of a long run workout. So yeah, plenty of time to reflect on this stuff, hopefully, touch wood, to no detriment, because I have come out here today in the Nova Blast 3s, review coming early next week, maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, and yeah, I just laced up the Nova Blast 3s, thought I'll drop you in at the deep end, come on a moderate long run with me. I know your previous brothers and sisters could do it. Can the version 3 do it? I'm going to say yes straight away. And I feel really good. I feel tight hips, tight glutes. My lungs feel open. I'm breathing really well. I'm moving really well. And I don't want to jinx it, but I feel quite good. So we're just going to have to see how this long run progresses. I'm wondering if the fatigue will catch up with me halfway through, maybe, who knows. We'll press on and see, and I'll touch base with you shortly. Okay, so we'll wrap it up here. I've abandoned plans as expected. Things have caught up with me in the second half of this long run, so instead of the usual big loop, little loop, little loop. I've done big loop, kind of half a little loop, and now I'm just running on the local roads around me. It's going to get like 2 hours 10 done. Pace has dropped, and I'm running like it's the end of a marathon. And to be honest with you, that's not going to do me any benefit whatsoever. So I think from that perspective, I just bank 2 hours 10 time on feet, call it there, and freshen up for next week. So full stats of the run on screen, and full stats for the week on screen. I appreciate you guys sticking along. I think it's still going to be the biggest week this week, so still a solid effort. If you enjoyed today, guys, give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. I'm off. I'll see you in the next one. Until then.